Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to go out and do a bit of a history day. We're going to go and see some of the museums, which Merida, like Mexico City, has a lot of. We're just on the corner of Calle 60 y 58, which is the corner of 60 and 59. So right in the head, the guts of the centro. And we had breakfast over at the Coyote Maya restaurant, and he was telling us that this church across the road is a very, very special church, even though there's a massive cathedral probably a couple hundred meters down from here where they use the cathedral wall for light shows. It's straight across from the big square where the Merida sign is. So he said this one's actually more important. This one actually has more historical relevance. And he quickly told us a story about why there's so many churches in Merida and how actually they came to be about. So they're Catholic churches, I believe, or Protestant. I should check which version of Christianity it is. But anyway, so wherever there's a big church, there used to be a Mayan pyramid temple. So in the 1500s, when the Spanish came in and basically slaughtered and overtook everyone, and that's how progress and history has evolved. Wherever there was a Mayan temple, they destroyed it, and on the very same spot they built a church of their own. So whether that be Catholic or Protestant or whatever it was. And that's really a sign of subjugation. It's like, hey, your beliefs and your kingdom of afterlife has been removed, and here is ours, and now you do what we say because our God's more powerful than your God, effectively. Now, one of the things that is a feature of those new churches is that they actually recycled the rubble from the destroyed Mayan pyramid temples. And this church behind me is very, very famous on the corner of Calle 60 y 59 because it's almost 100% recycled rock from the original Mayan pyramid. So he said, hey, look, we've got to have a look at it. We tried to go in. It's not open until 6 o'clock tonight. So if we're swinging past, we might take a little bit of a look in. But I very much doubt it because we've got some other appointments to be at, namely Crew's soccer training. So anyway, guys, I thought that was an amazing bit of history. You imagine in the 1500s being the Mayan people, the indigenous people of this area, the Yucatan, the Spanish come on over on all their ships. You have big battles, and the Spanish win. They knock over your churches and build their own with your old rubble. Yep, that's a pissing contest if ever I've heard of one. But that's history, and history's littered with those pissing contests, and this is a good example of another one. Anyway, guys, like a lot of interesting things in the Centro Historico district, and we're going to go see some more. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. So we've just pulled up at Merida Square, which is across from the big cathedral, but also across the road from the big square was the governor's mansion or the governor's house. Pretty sure that was back in the 16th century. And so we've been told there's heaps of murals in there and good history lessons. So we wanted to go in and probably understand a little bit more about things that have happened in the timeline of the Mayan people and with the Spanish and everything else. So anyway, look, it's pretty interesting, free to get in. So let's go and have a look. turning it. Always beat the girl. Hey guys, so we're just winding it up for today. Today was a pretty interesting day. I got up early and did some work for a few hours, so that was had to nail that. Then we had a history day after crew did some schoolwork. We went down to the governor's house and that was really good. And then we went over to another one of the historical houses across the other side of the square, which is Casa de Montejo. Gracias. Because that's where one of the I guess they call it the birthplace of one of the founders of the city. I don't know, he turned up at the right time and had some money and helped build it, I suppose. That's how it works half the time. And look, Governor's house was good. Yeah, it was very interesting. You know, to watch the stories and the artwork about imperialism, when the Spanish have come in and basically taken over the Mayan people and their culture and enslaved them. So that was good to see, or interesting to watch. Then we basically came back, mucked around, got some money out of the teller. There's a few things in relation to that. I'm having trouble. So my savings account, I cannot take money out of my savings account at the teller machine, which is interesting. Got to carry my Visa card. Go figure, right? Had to get some money changed. I can only pay cash for the lease coming up in a couple of days. Cash, 56,000 pesos in cash. Has to be cash. Cannot do a bank transfer. So it's like, oh, and you can only take so much cash out a day. So I've got to start, a couple of days prior, I've got to start planning and bulking up all this cash and putting it in the lockbox safe at the hotel. So, that's got its own challenges. But good afternoon, because we're on time. We've got a few things, trying to put out a couple of spot fires at work. So I spent a bit of time doing that, which is, it's pretty standard. Doesn't matter where you are, there's always stuff going on in the lending world. You've got lawyers and banks and finance companies and super funds, and probably about 50% of their staff are off or working from home. So I call that 50% capacity on the people working from home, and the other staff are off. The government's paying them to stay home, so productivity is just through the floor. It's a nightmare. Everyone's getting upset. Everything's taking longer than it should, like 3 or 4 times longer than it should. Things that take days are taking months, but it is what it is. General public don't understand that, but you know what? Our job is to try and explain how that works. Anyway, sorted that stuff out this afternoon, and we got a text message. Cruise training was supposed to be at 4:30, like it was on Monday. So Monday was at 4:30, and we were getting ready to go, and we got a text message. Oh no, training's at 6:30. So we kind of figured that something's changed, or someone's not there. Come at 6:30, whatever. Still 6:30 is still 33 degrees. The sun's up, and so we turn up, and it's actually a different training group. So they've asked him to be in a different training group, and he did well. So it was more intense drills, more intense training. And then afterwards, we via Google Translate talked to that coach, and he said, "Oh look, he's gone up to the advanced level." Whatever that means. Advanced, I take that with a grain of salt because his English isn't good. It could mean anything. He knows the word advanced. And he said, okay, does he want to play or does he want to train? Like, what are you guys here for? And we've gone both. He's like, well, it's X amount for something. And I said, well, when is this? You know, he said, oh, it's a tournament. I'm like, well, when? And he's like, oh, next Monday at training. I'll know it's probably the next weekend after that. So that shifted because the other lady I talked to from the club said, oh, probably mid-August is where the competition starts. And so potentially Cruz scored himself a gig in a tournament for a few weeks or whatever it is before the season starts, or maybe like the real season's already started and we were going to be in like a B grade season. I don't really know, don't really care. However, the standard competition Cruz going to be playing in is obviously just lifted, so pretty happy with that. Cruz pretty happy with that. Selena's very happy with that. So we're all out here having dinner now, and we're celebrating that Cruz moved up to the advanced section. So anyway, guys, we're gonna head off after this, and we're gonna have a crepe up to Cruz's big pork schnitzel crew. Huge. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's because he's trained hard today. We'll have a crepe after that, get back to bed. If I can pick up some roadie beers, I will, but I don't think I can here. Everything, like, grog shuts early here, unfortunately. Anyway, that's cool. Get back, do some work, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, cheers, ciao. Bit hot, bud.